As some of you have seen maybe before, I pour on an old Sony soundbar because I know that it's flat, it's rigid, it's not going to bend on me. And once I get it level and stable on each end, then I can pour on it. And as you can see, we're fairly good at bubble here. Just a little off. I'll sort that out, but not much. And then I just put my cups on here and put my plates on my cups. I'll show you how it looks once it's set up and be able to pour. And then tomorrow I'll show you what they look like when we're done. You can see the process of adding a little paper towel under each plate if I need to get to where I'm a happy camper. And then I got one over here. It doesn't really need much. It's pretty much right on bubble without any intervention. So I'm going to lay out the rest of these, level as necessary, and get ready to pour. Alright, here's the setup. I need to wipe them down with a mixture of water and alcohol and get any oils off. That one looks like a meteor. I'm really hopeful that one comes out nice. And then I can start to put the resin on. And then I'll show you what they look like once I got that resin poured. And then I have to babysit them for a bit. That's it. Thanks. Alright, I've got my resin poured. And you can see that they're all lined up here. I'll get some light on it. Very, very shiny. I have to torch yet a little bit more. I'll give it some time, let the bubbles come up, and I'll torch them off and touch up spots like that. So you can see that that needs a quick touch. There we go. Look for little dropouts like that around your plate. Always have a little extra resin left over so that if you see a gap, you can cut more resin in there and fill it. This one here, that guy, my nephew made that for me as a gift, and I had not seen these colors before I resined it. I just couldn't see them, and when I put the resin on, it lensed them out, just like putting a magnifier lens on there, and it really popped the colors out, which is what resin's there for. That's what it does. So I hope you guys like my day in the studio today. A little bit more work, and then I'll be done for 24 hours. I'll be back tomorrow and take her down, and I'll show you what they look like dry. Thanks. Bye. Here, Acrylic Fantasy Art. Well, I got it done. It was a chore to get that off. I might have done okay just to paint over it. But the problem with that is you get buildup of too much paint, and even on a tile, you can still crack paint. And I don't like all that extra funkiness from a bad pour underneath it. So I got it off. You'll see a ghost line on the manufactured plates. You'll see like a ghost image. On marble, you usually don't see that. But it's ready to paint another one now. I'll put it back in stock, and now I'm going to start resin. Probably 5 or 6, 7 pieces, and I'll show you how that goes. Thanks. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to resin some pieces, and this is where I make the final decision on what stays and what goes. And this one is going to go because I had problems with the base. I've got black dots here showing up, and I think when I resin it, it's just not going to be enough color. So what I usually do is I take this razor blade tool and I just scratch it off. This is a manufactured plate material. It's not like marble, and so it just takes a little bit of work. Get your old paint out. Of course, you could paint right over it, but I get to the point where I like to have a nice clean surface and then start from scratch. So this plate I'll recycle, but later today I'll have a list of, I'll show you a rack of plates I'm gonna resin up and show you how I resin them and what that process looks like. It takes about 24 hours to do, but most of that's waiting time, so I'll get you a peek at that later. I hope that's good for now. Thanks, bye.